and I'm a fortune teller. There are energies all around us. Some people are more inclined to understand what that energy is than others. I don't know how to explain that. I have lots of feng shui books and Zen things, but for some reason I can't seem to get it right in this house.
It's clutter-free. We were able to get rid of almost everything that we didn't need here. But there's one thing you still want to get rid of,
right?
Which is
The demons.
I'm looking around this room and I'm seeing hundreds of teddy bears. I wanted to just ask you about this room.
The most mind-blowing moments on Hoarders. Shannon, a stay-at-home mom, admits she always had issues with hoarding furniture, clothes, toys. She seems pretty normal.
I'm Shannon and I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Whoa.
And I'm trying to put our lives back together. I've kind of always had issues with hoarding on the inside of my house. We have furniture, we have our clothes, we have toys, our personal collections.
Shannon reveals they have demons. I take it back. She's bonkers. Apparently she believes her area is cursed and the devil is after her, which made her and her kids flee. Guess we won't be calling any extreme cleaners. Someone call an exorcist.
We have demons. I think this area is cursed. There's something here. The belief that it's cursed didn't come overnight, and it took me a long time to believe it, but I just saw thing after thing after thing after thing go wrong that shouldn't have. There's no way so many different types of demons and so many dark things could come. We've been living in a domestic violence shelter for 2 months. It's not safe here. When I told my kids that we were going to a shelter, it was one of the saddest days of my life.
Shannon also reveals she has traumatic brain injury and Dr. Robin Zasio is just scared for her life.
So when I had the traumatic brain injury, it had been over 90 days since I'd talked to a person.
Okay.
Nobody stopped by.
Okay.
And I started talking to Friend. That's a cat skull.
Wow. And Friend is its name?
Yes.
So you know that sounds a little psychotic.
A little bit.
Okay. But I'm also getting that you were lonely.
Shannon returns from the shelter with her kids and Corey Chalmers had decluttered the house, but there's only one problem, the demons.
Hello there.
welcome home. Wow. When they opened the door, they were very surprised, just to see the smiles on their faces.
What do you think?
I love it.
It's clutter-free. We were able to get rid of almost everything that we didn't need here. But there's one thing you still want to get rid of,
Right.
which is
The demons.
They invite a sorcerer named Hart to take care of the demons. This cannot be real. This is just crazy. Hart proceeds to play a crazy flute to analyze the area as he then proceeds to blow some smoke. Wow.
My name's Art, also known as Sorcerer Tao. I'm the founding member of the Sorcerers Guild. First thing I'm gonna do is play this flute, kind of agitate things a little bit, try and get it moving a little bit so I can see what's here.
I was a little nervous about the exorcism.
So now what I need to do is go around the house and blow this smoke, start clearing it out. Apparently there was a lot of manifestations.
Hart reveals there used to be a burial ground near the area. I really don't know who's crazier here. Well, at least the demons are gone.
Arriving from the clutter and this place's location. There used to be a burial ground near here.
So this room was my son's room, and he believed that there was something sitting outside the window quite often.
The window. They were seeing a lot of entities, and there were a lot of animals coming and dying on the property. Okay, and while we're in here, we'll check this trap that I set in here. Hold on. Okay, let's do that again. There was something that was very popular.
A double house with so much hoard that it might collapse? Crazy. Corey Chalmers reveals the beams are breaking and they need to get everyone out. That's a crazy amount of hoard.
we're about 90% of the way through the garage, and all of a sudden, a beam breaks. This beam is sagging, and it's holding the second floor. And unfortunately, that second floor is a lot of weight because it's a hoard. At this point, we have to pull everybody out and wait for a structural engineer to come and tell us if it's safe or not.
Structural engineer Bill Schultz arrives on scene and reveals vibrations alone can cause it to collapse.
Is there anybody else in the house?
No, everyone's pulled out right now.
All right, everybody stay back.
Yeah, my concern, that's a lot of weight.
Yeah, that's a significant failure. You can hear it still.
Settling.
It's still settling. Yeah, that's in bad shape. But I wouldn't mess around with anything in the house because just the vibrations alone can cause that to collapse. All that beam right there and all the weight above it is on that point over there. That whole beam and everything else can come crashing down. We can have a catastrophic failure.
They take a look inside of the house and it turns out there's so much damage on the second floor.
Then while you're here, do you want to stay out of this completely?
So I can look through the house, but we need to be gentle and everybody needs to stay away from this.
Okay.
Because we don't want anybody to get hurt.
So you're gonna go diagonally to, that way. So you're gonna go straight back there and look at structural stuff all the way here. Electrical, everything is insane.
Yeah.
Where am I going?
Okay, straight ahead to that staircase ahead of you. That's our concern, and we're going to go to the top of it.
Mr. Schultz explains that even the least amount of weight could cause the broken beam to collapse, and that the hoard is actually preventing the house from collapsing. That's crazy.
Okay, guys, we brought you over. Bill just inspected not only the garage, but the second floor that we had some pretty serious concerns about too. So I just want him to give you his version of what he found and what his recommendation is as far as us working in there, okay?
So with the garage, the board that was holding up that beam has let go because there was things keeping that board in place up against it, but once those things were out of the way, that board gave out. Well, now everything, that beam is no longer supported, so that needs to be dealt with immediately.
Dale is pretty pumped to keep his hoard. They all try to sort out a place for Dale to live and how to tackle the house issues as they warn him to stay back and let them handle it.
There was a good reason.
So this is a time to be really serious because
Yes, ma'am.
this translates into what, Corey?
So with only a couple days left here, that doesn't give us enough time to brace everything, fix everything, and then clean the house. It's just not going to happen. So we kind of have to regroup and see where our time is going to be best spent for the next couple days. It gives us a lot of time on the outside, but we still need to address where Dale's going to live.
A teddy bear hoarder? Well, okay. Jackie reveals she loves teddy bears and appears to be very lonely.
Ooh, wow, let me see. Oh, cuddly, cuddly, cuddly. I'm Jackie, and I love, love, love teddy bears. They're cuddly. You can hold them close. You can love them. They don't reject you. If you want to cry, you can just hold them close to your chest, and you feel better. If I've worked 16, 18 hours a day, I could come home really tired, upset, and frustrated. Look at one of my favorite bears.
Nicole, Jackie's daughter, reveals her mom's front door doesn't even open. Gerald, Jackie's son, revealed the house hasn't changed in 8 years and his mom has spent over $1 million on bears. Unreal.
I'm Nicole and Jackie is my mom. The last time I saw my mom's house, her front door didn't even open. It would only crack a few inches and then you had to slide into the door. It felt like I was in a cave.
It's been about 8 years since I've been in the house, but I do not remember a time when the house wasn't hoarded. The bears and dolls were placed wherever they could be because new ones were arriving weekly.
Jackie reveals she stopped working because of her son's accident and her diagnosis of kidney cancer, which led to her being given $1 million severance package.
I had some explosives that I was building and I lit the fuse, and the fuse turned out to be one that they would light even if underwater. So there was zero chance of me putting it out, which means I lost a few seconds to throwing it and it exploded in my right hand.
I quit my job and I homeschooled him for that year. He got his degree and went off to college. But that's when I couldn't go back to work because I was diagnosed with kidney cancer.
Jackie reveals she would overbid on eBay at times and pay 3 times the value. Nicole reveals Jackie spent all she had.
After she got her severance package, that's when she had a lot of cash in hand and things accelerated. And the severance package was when the dam broke.
The beginning of the end was eBay. I would overbid if I really wanted to win something, and I end up paying 3-4 times what something is worth.
She spent everything she had. The severance is gone. There is no more money, and right now she is living on Social Security.
Mark Pfeffer, a licensed psychotherapist, pays Jackie a visit. Apparently, she has been collecting them for 46 years and is willing to do all it takes to declutter her home.
Oh, good morning.
Hi, Jackie. Good morning. I'm Mark Pfeffer.
Nice meeting you. Come on in.
Thank you, dear. I'm Mark Pfeffer. I'm a licensed psychotherapist and specialist in hoarding disorder.
So I'm looking around this room and I'm seeing hundreds of teddy bears. I wanted to just ask you about this room.
I've been collecting for over 46 years, and recently I've been robbed of all my best bears.
Jackie has no problem letting all the items go.
So happy to have everyone here and to get started on the project.
I'm Standalyn Robertson, certified professional organizer.
So we're going to work on your garage to build a path to get into the house. If something is clearly garbage, can we put it on the truck, or
Yes.
do you need to look at it?
No.
Okay, so if it's old...
You guys will have a lot of freedom.
Seeing all the bears brings Jackie to tears. I guess letting go was harder than she thought. She believes someone has been stealing her best bears.
I don't want to look at this.
You don't want to look at this?
Awful.
Tell me what the tears are about.
All of my beautiful, one-of-a-kind designer bears, they're gone.
Jackie, I think your tears are premature. We just started. This is the tip of the iceberg.
No, I know what's left. I know what I have. And this is what I told you. They took all of my top quality stuff and then they went and opened boxes of the old stuff and dumped it.
Day 2, and Jackie seems to be doing better as she apologizes for yesterday. 3 truckloads of teddy bears were removed. Jackie is just amazed at how spotless the house is.
I am sincerely sorry that my stress and concern slowed the process. And it won't happen today. This area.
I need more bags, guys. In the beginning, Jackie didn't trust that we had good intentions for her, but today, on the last day, she really came around. We had 3 truckloads of teddy bears and dolls go off to auction.
Matt Paxton recalls a crazy creep doll hoarder, Susan. Susan reveals she bought $500 on eBay for $50. eBay has brought nothing good to this world. Definitely a scary moment for Matt.
I've always loved dolls. I found $500 on eBay for $50. And it was like, oh my heavens. Wow.
Hey, I'm Matt Paxton, one of your favorite extreme cleaning specialists from Hoarders. Talking about memory lane. This one I'm talking about Susan, the doll lady.
Matt reveals she had thousands of dolls and even opted to look through each one. She's pretty scary. More dolls than floor in her house.
This is one of those homes that you hear about on the news. When someone falls, a huge pile falls on top of you and they can't get up. Alright, so I'm almost standing on the ground. How awful would it be to die under 1,000 dolls?
She had thousands and thousands of dolls. Everywhere I looked, there were more dolls.
Keep, sell, keep.
And it was, it was crazy.
Matt reveals doll hoards are usually caused by childhood trauma. I think it's caused by crazy.
Just know at this point you're about 50-50 keep sell.
Right.
Okay.
Sell.
Susan.
Yes.
Really now?
Yes.
Really?
That's a sell.
Are you sure someone's going to want to buy this?
That house, it was just doll after doll after doll after. And of course, the doll hoards are scary for a lot of people because they just don't like them. They don't understand them.
Okay. When I walked into my bedroom, it was super creepy, and I just couldn't believe that we were going to have another doll.
Dr. Robin Zassia reveals the dolls had a way of changing Susan's character, which is pretty freaky.
But there's actually deep-rooted challenges there.
Well, I think maybe 20. Can you just pick out 20 dolls that are the most important ones?
From all the dolls?
Yeah.
Do you think you could pick a number and limit it to a certain number of dolls?
No, but believe me, I will continue to let go of dolls.
Susan, I cannot remember. It's been so long, I cannot remember what happened to her. She was an awesome chick, man. She was really funny, and we pushed her on some of the dolls.
Matt reveals they found about 5,000 dolls in the house, and Susan claimed to only have 100.
That was like 5,000 dolls we found in that house.
I had no idea what was in my home. I told somebody I had 100 dolls.
And we cleaned the house up and set a lot of the dolls back up so they could enjoy the clean house with Susan. It was quite a day.
Keep, sell, keep.
A fortune teller. Just great. Lisa claims to be a fortune teller and can understand the energies around us. These guys are really redefining crazy for me. You're telling she couldn't foresee herself getting crushed by this crazy horde?
I'm Lisa, and I'm a fortune teller. There are energies all around us. Some people are more inclined to understand what that energy is than others. I don't know how to explain that. I have lots of feng shui books and Zen things, but for some reason I can't seem to get it right in this house.
I am Mary Jane. I've been a friend of Lisa's for over 20 years. The last time I was in the house, it was overwhelming. It's like an avalanche that's really overtaken her.
Dr. Robin Zassia and Dorothy Behringer arrive on scene to help Lisa despite the crazy weather. Dorothy and her cleaning crew start packing things up to create space in the living room.
Oh my gosh, Dorothy! Holy cow!
I need to talk to you. I'm Dorothy Brenninger. I'm a professional organizing expert, and I specialize in hoarding.
There's been an emergency alert on all the phones.
Okay.
Monsoon, the streets are completely flooding. I'm gonna need to bring 15 crew members in to work on the inside. I know there's nowhere to stand, but I have to do it. We only have 2 days, and
If anybody can do it, you can.
okay, hun, thank you.
Lisa keeps claiming all her stuff is for business, and Practical wants to keep everything. After the rain stops, they head outside to continue declutter, and someone named Gene shows up, and Lisa seems to really hate him.
This is going to be a hard person to break through. In her mind, she could potentially use everything in there. It's all business related. She's got too much, and she can't keep it all.
Here, this is business too. That's it. Normally this is in one of those brown PVC cabinets.
Okay,
But
got it.
it's very valuable.
How are you doing? So good to see you.
Somebody.
Hey, I'm right here. What's up?
That's Gene. He needs to leave.
Apparently, Gene called in a welfare check on Lisa, which left her homeless for 2 weeks. He was just concerned, I guess. Dr. Zasio deems Lisa as mentally ill as they managed to declutter her home. The house is decluttered, but unfortunately, it's far from over for Lisa.
You know, with your health the way it is, I didn't know if you had a heart attack or stroke laying in the floor, you can't get to a phone. And as far as coming over to check on you, you told me you're so glad to have a friend like me that cares about you, sweetheart. I felt like she was looking at a monster or something that came up from hell.
Lisa feels like Jean's responsible for everything that's happened to her, and if she doesn't acknowledge that she has a mental illness,